on tape from LeBron and AD on the defensive end throughout the game, but especially down the stretch, and sort of how critical they are to helping up on Phoenix's guards?
Yeah, I mean, they really stepped up. Obviously they're a big reason for our defensive success, both with their physical abilities, but also their intelligence, their IQ. Being able to negotiate things on the backside and also dominate their man in most situations. So those guys are a huge part of our defensive success.
Frank, are you willing to live with some of the shots that DeAndre Ayton's getting inside to protect other areas of the floor? Are there parts of that you still need to and want to take away to a greater degree?
Yeah, I mean, we want to take it away. He's hurting us, and we've tried to talk about ways that we can do that, but we don't want to open up the 3-point line, which has been a strength of theirs this year. So, it's one of those things where we want to do both. We want to limit him more than we're doing, without opening up things, the 3-point line.
And then, Frank, how would you evaluate Drummond's impact on both sides of the court, and what has stood out to you in these two games so far?
Yeah, well, I thought game 2 was, maybe his best game as a Laker. Certainly the best game of this series. And, he really just had a lot of strong finishes in the lane, offensive rebounds, got his hands on a lot of balls defensively to help us get out on the break. And, really just showed a presence in the pick and roll defense, and that allowed AD to really dominate the defensive boards. But, just a strong two-way performance by Drum.
Dan?
Frank, your shot creators like Schroeder and AD and LeBron, and obviously Drummond around the basket and getting attempts and been able to score, but kind of the role players haven't so much. Is that a ball movement thing? What can you do to try to? I'm sure you'd like to get those guys going. What can you do to make that happen?
Yeah, we have to move the ball better. That's you answered your own question, and that's what we've talked about. That's the answer. We have to create more advantages, for our group offensively, whether it's cuts or rolls or drives to the paint, how many times we can touch the paint, and then make better decisions when we're there. We've been a great extra pass basketball culture the last couple of years, and we've been pretty good with it so far in this series, but it has to be better.
Carl?
Hey, Frank, some of your players have said during the championship run last year, just feels like maybe they didn't get something they deserved without the fans. I was wondering, do you kind of personally feel the absence of that from when you think back on your championship experience? And in that light, what does tonight and opening with 7,000 plus fans in the building mean to you?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was something that somewhat of a void in the experience last year. Being able to have these moments in front of a roaring crowd at Staples Center. But it's just the nature of the pandemic, and we can't put too much thought into that. But I am excited about having a few more fans tonight. I'm looking forward to getting this to where a lot of arenas in the NBA are, with the exception of the section behind each bench, they're packed houses. You know what I mean? And it's somewhat of a disadvantage to not have that in our home games. But hopefully as time goes by in these playoffs, we get more and more fans and reach that full capacity or near full capacity.
Dave?
Frank, if you're comfortable having fans like that in the arena, why would it matter if there was an empty section behind the benches?
I'm just saying that's what the most of the teams that I'm watching games on TV and in Phoenix, it's a packed house with the exception of those stands. That's what the league policy is, I guess, in those areas. I don't know if we're going to have full capacity back with the exception of those spots. That's just differentiating between those two situations.
And another question, if I can, staying kind of with Kyle, looking back at last year, you had a murderer's row of guards to try to deal with, from Dame to Harden to Murray to Butler. What type of challenge does Booker present compared to what you guys went through last postseason?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a scoring machine, and he's different than those guys you mentioned. the downhill speed and his ability to stop on a dime and rise up and make everything and be perfect at the free throw line, and also carry the thread at the 3-point line is just makes him unique. You know what I mean? So, we need all of our perimeter defenders that we're using on him, and our bigs, really have to be active and engaged and have a great disposition, every time he's coming off screens.
We've got time for two more. Andy Kamenetsky.
Hey, Frank, you've talked before about how good Phoenix is in the mid-range, and it's a section of the court that a lot of teams don't necessarily value in today's NBA. Are they kind of a counterintuitive team to look to guard in terms of a lot of teams, just defenders' instincts and things like that?
Well, I just think they're playing to their strengths. They have guys that are high percentage mid-range shooters, and Chris Paul, Booker, and DeAndre Ayton, in a different way. I think you just have to play to your team's strengths. But open shots are open shots. High percentage shots are high percentage shots, no matter where they come on the floor. And it's even though they're high percentage they're still a great basket attacking team and a great 3-point shooting team as well. They're the high percentage team in all areas, even on the free throw line. So but it's one of those things that you just have to play to your team's strengths.
Last question, Rashawn Haylock.
Hey, Coach. When you look at the game 2 turnaround, how much do you attribute that to just hustle plays? 50-50 balls, deflections, things of that nature.
Yeah, it was a huge part of it. We only gave them 4 offensive rebounds. We gave them 16 in game 1. A lot of them were long rebounds that we did not beat the Suns to, that we did beat the Suns to in game 2. And, part of that was our size, and part of that was just our effort and hustle. And we're going to have to repeat that in game 3.
Good there, Frank. Thank you.
Thanks.